question when you have a chance.
Sure, go ahead.
So when we were doing this with the stick, and we were going this way,
Mm-hmm.
and then we were like, no, that's not right. And we were this way, and this arm won't twist.
Mm-hmm.
This arm twists, but this one is like stuck. It won't, Danelle, it won't go past here. Like it just stays like right there. I can't get it to twist.
Okay, I'm going to talk. You guys listen, okay? Listen, when I used to train yoga teachers for years, I would say, don't write anything down. Don't try to capture everything. Just fill your vault. Just hear it, see it, and feel it come out of me, okay? Because Nanda has opened up something that we have to talk about. I put you in such weird movements because the movement reveals all. Nanda's coming at us with a hint of surprise, like, wow, this hand doesn't rotate. How would she ever know that if she was never put into a weird movement that made her rotate, right? Because everyday life, we get stuck in only what we do in everyday life. Age Defy is going around, is making you move in ways that everyday life doesn't make you move, so that we can get better at everyday life movements, okay? So movement reveals all. So I will be giving you so many weird movements, and I want you to have just what Nanda's having. Wow, my right arm my left arm just doesn't twist the way my right arm does. That's a revelation. That is awesome, okay? Awareness is how we bring change. Like I said, Nanda and I talked a lot about the things about her body story, and what she wants to do with sailing and stuff like that in the last session. But now movement is telling me actually what we need to work on with her. Now, let me give you another part to think about on what she just talked about, okay? She's like, when you find resistance, okay? When you find resistance and you're like, wow, this is not twisting. And then you go the other side and that one does. And you're like, well, this one does, so this one just has to. That is over the Wu Wei line. You're forcing it to happen when it's not ready to happen. And your body may be ready for it, but your mind doesn't understand it because you've haven't done that motion in so long that the communication, the know-how is not strong. So we don't force it, we just take note. So today, during our movement therapy session, I will more than likely talk about this, right? I will more than likely find a way for all of you to work through that. But I want to set the tone for today's class. If you hit resistance, I do not want you to force it. I want you to be aware of it, swing back, come back to resistance. Think about it again. Swing back, come back to resistance, and then maybe pause and do things like, what if I pushed my inner thumb side into the stick more? What if I flexed my bicep by my elbow a little bit? What if I rolled my shoulder back a little bit more? What if I sucked in my belly? What if I moved my arm just back a little bit? Like, those are the little adjustments that I want you to think about when you hit resistance. Because one thing that I want you to understand is that we all are going to have tight areas, and it's never going to be over. I still will start moving and be like, oh, I feel it in my right lower back, right? Why is this tugging harder today than it did yesterday? Oh, yeah, because I did this and this and this, right? So then I can just start finding a way to support that tug. Instead of just letting it tug me, I'm like, I'll start wiggling my toes on this foot. I'll check in with the muscles around the knee. I'll zip up. I'll see if I can squeeze my butt muscles a little bit more. And then all of a sudden, that tug is no longer there, and I'm starting to get the stretch that I need, the opening that I need. So this is what this program is going to do. It's going to fill your internal vault with so many little adjustments, but I want you to now practice, especially today, since this conversation is coming up, how to put small adjustments into motion. Okay, so I already kind of feel where my teaching is going to go, at least in round one of our movement session. So Nanda, thank you for that. How does that make you feel, what I just said?
I knew I had problems with my elbows because I can't lift. I have to do hammer curls when I do biceps. When I prone out like this, I get really sore elbows. And I've been to countless doctors, and they just say, no, there's nothing wrong with you. But I know there is, because Why does my arm hurt right here? Why?
It's
Why
right
do I
there. On
why
both elbows or just one?
both elbows? And why? Why? I mean, it's someone I used to work out a lot. I got so sore I couldn't even pour a cup of coffee and twist like this.
Okay.
So I always do hammer curls because I can't do it this way. And I don't know why.
Okay, so I'm just going to add a few more things. So, I mean, I want to get to teaching now. We got to wait for everyone to get here, but I'm ready to teach. Like, you guys have inspired, this conversation has inspired me. I know what we need to do, at least in round one, right? So, but I'm going to slow down and I'm going to do this. Let's see here. One thing, when people tell me that they've had pain and no one can figure it out, I kind of get really excited and I'm like, let's do this, right? Let's do this. So my approach to coaching, just so everyone knows, if you tell me you have an elbow problem, I think you have a problem either above or below where the pain is presenting or within somewhere else or the feet. I mean, then I always, if you have an elbow problem, my first thought is like, oh, we have a foot problem, right? I mean, I'm telling you, it's always like that. But I won't be teaching, let's per se, to heal the elbow pain. I want to find areas that are stuck and stagnant elsewhere, because where the pain is, it isn't. Where the pain presents, unless it's an acute injury, and since Nanda has no clue why her elbows hurt, to me, that means the pain is in her elbows, but it's coming from something else along the chain being your whole body. So top to bottom, side to side, front and back. Okay. So along that chain, there is some congestion, there is some lack of movement. And if we can figure out and loosen up the congestion, and we don't even need to know where the congestion is for sure. We just start to loosen up all parts of our body. And I'm hoping by the end of 45 days, Nanda has a conversation with us that all says, man, my elbows feel great, or that pain's gone, or I can twist, right? But it's not going to be coming from me healing the elbow. I'm going to move the whole body. So that's what I want to